On June 4th, 2026, Anthropic published a quiet sentence that should stop you. More than 80% of the code inside its own systems is now written by its own AI, not assisted. Written. The people who build the machine are no longer writing most of it themselves. It is the first time the people closest to this technology have said it plainly. Their own tools now do most of the building. For 30 years, humans improved computers. We wrote every line. We caught every mistake. That era is ending. The machine has started to improve itself. It did not arrive as a single moment. It arrived as a habit. AI now writes code, finds its own bugs, runs its own tests, and reviews the engineers around it. Inside Anthropic, one engineer now ships roughly 8 times the code they did 2 years ago. And then it crossed a line that matters. This spring, Claude was handed an open research problem and left alone with it. It proposed its own experiments, tested its own ideas, compared notes with copies of itself. The tool that helps build AI started helping design the next one. Sit with what that means. If AI can make AI development faster, then every improvement shortens the distance to the next one. Progress stops moving in a straight line. It starts to bend. This is the shape that changes everything. Better models do better research. Better research writes better code. Better code trains better models. Each turn of the wheel spins the next one faster. Engineers have a name for this: recursive self-improvement. And it has quietly begun to turn. For most of history, every leap in our machines still waited on us. This may be the first one that does not have to. But a loop this powerful runs straight into a wall. Software can accelerate in an instant. The physical world cannot. Every one of these cycles has to run somewhere, on real silicon, drawing real power. This is where the story leaves the screen and enters the ground. So follow the demand down to the metal. Nvidia is the industrial backbone. The engine almost every frontier model is trained and run on. AMD is the overflow, the supplier the market turns to when one is no longer enough. And Micron makes the memory that lets these systems hold a long, complex thought without losing the thread. Different names, one appetite. Step back, and the scale stops feeling like technology. These models now live in buildings the size of districts, fed by their own substations, wired across continents into a single humming system. We are not shipping an app anymore. We are pouring a foundation. And the curves all bend the same way. The compute each model needs, the memory it has to keep live, the power it pulls from the grid. For years, these crept. Now they climb together, because the thing bending them is no longer human effort. It is intelligence improving itself. Maybe this was always the trajectory. Every tool we have built eventually helped build the next tool. What is different now is the speed. And for the first time, the tool has started to design itself. What once took a generation may now take a season. The next phase of artificial intelligence may not be defined by a single breakthrough. It may be defined by a feedback loop, one quiet compounding cycle, powerful enough to accelerate the entire industry that built it. The machines are ready to improve themselves. The only question left is how fast. Claw strike, decoding the AI revolution.